Welcome to Department of Distance and Continuing Education, University of Delhi, Master of Business Administration, MBA, Semester 1, Core Course MBA FT 6101, Organizational Behavior. Lesson 10, Stress and Well-being at Work. 10.1, Learning Objectives. The objective of this chapter is to understand the concept of stress and its features, different sources of stress, organizational, individual, environmental, the need for devising strategies to deal with stress both at organization and individual level, the concept and importance of well-being, and PERMA model. 10.2, Introduction. This chapter is designed to provide an understanding of the terms stress and well-being, which assumes importance due to challenges and opportunities being faced by employees due to multiple role-playing, work-life imbalances, demanding nature of jobs, high competition, workforce diversity, and flexible work schedules. Humans in the organization can stay committed, loyal, and engaged if they experience optimum level of stress and are able to maintain a good standard of well-being. Often, management of stress and maintenance of well-being are ignored by employees and the organizations. But the need for handling stress is increasing because of complexity of work, role conflict, task demand, life trauma, and so on. Most of the time, employees are unable to identify stress and get addicted to smoking or even drugs to provide the much needed relief from stress. Thus, timely identification and management of stress is the need of the hour. Well-being is increasingly deliberated on various platforms to promote the idea of not only physical well-being but also emotional and mental well-being. The concern for holistic human health has gained importance as employees are burdened with tasks and forget to prioritize their well-being over other unimportant tasks. The understanding and importance of the concept of well-being is relevant to the organizations, also as it helps increase productivity, reduce absenteeism and turnover. Organizations need to promote the idea of well-being among the employees. 10.3, Understanding stress. 10.3.1, Understanding stress and its features. Stress is the pressure or tension people experience in life. Pressure can be the result of constant demand exerted on the individual. For example, an employee may have to face work deadlines, a working mother may be required to maintain work-life balance, and a sales representative may be under constant pressure to get new clients to retain in their job. Stress is thus the natural and unavoidable feature of human life. But stress beyond a particular limit may cause psychological and physiological concerns which may affect the performance of employees at work. Thus, stress is an experience of physiological and psychological imbalance within a person. It is the body's reaction to any change or demands made by internal or external environment. Today, in a fast-paced and highly competitive environment, stress is a natural consequence. According to Seale, stress is the non-specific response of the body to any demand made upon it. R.S. Schuler described stress as a dynamic condition in which an individual is confronted with an opportunity, constraint, and demand related to what he desires and for which the output is perceived to be both uncertain and important. Stress is associated with opportunity, constraints, and demand. Constraints prevent us from achieving what we desire, whereas demand is something that we desire. For example, While confronting the annual performance evaluation at work, we encounter opportunities, constraints, and demand. Good performance will entail an opportunity for promotion and higher salary, while poor performance may result in loss of job. Clearly, a rational human will demand and even aspire for a promotion. But performance at work is constrained by resources, time, politics, and other conditions. Stress is not necessarily bad in itself. It, no doubt, has a negative connotation attached, but stress may also have a positive value. For example, the frontline workers during COVID were exposed to risk of virus transmission, uneven and long working hours, and uncertainty due to non-availability of medical treatment. They were undergoing huge stress, but an optimum amount of stress is necessary to motivate them to undertake breakthrough research in medical treatment. Thus, stress is not always negative but has positive value as well. Stress is addictive. New stressors may be added to previous stressors to create a high level of stress. A single incident of stress does not have the potential to create a feeling of stress or tension in an individual. In order to appreciate the stress level in a person, one needs to sum up his opportunity stress, constraint stress, and demand stress. From the discussion and understanding of stress, the following characteristics of stress are evident. First, stress is an experience of physiological and psychological imbalance within a person. Stress can have both positive and negative connotations. Stress is positive if experienced within limits. For example, the pressure of deadline for completion of an assignment is important for employees to motivate them to meet the finish line. Stress experienced by a deserving employee who has lost an opportunity of promotion due to a biased performance appraisal is negative. Potential stress can become actual stress if there is uncertainty associated with an important outcome. Second, stress is addictive and it accumulates in the mind of a person. Third, it is a dynamic condition which is associated with opportunity, constraints, and demand. Fourth, it is natural and unavoidable. Everybody experiences stress irrespective of the hierarchy in the organization, status, or even personal conditions. In text questions. First, stress can cause both dash and dash imbalance in a person. Second, stress is the specific response of the body to any demand. True or false? Third, stress is the summation of A. Constraints, demand and opportunity, B. Anthropologic and physiological imbalance, C. Ill feelings. Fourth, in case of overstress, a person may experience A. Anxiety, B. Dull health, C. High performance. 10.3.2 Implication of stress on performance and satisfaction. Since stress has the potential to adversely affect performance, there have been studies investigating the relation between stress and performance. The most widely studied pattern of relationship is suggested by Seale. According to him, optimum stress may be achieved at work and is reflected in performance when job provides adequate challenge but not too little or much pressure. It is important to understand that optimum stress is different for different individuals and they can identify or even sense it and determine how much stress is functional to operate in a productive manner. In case of optimum stress, there is high motivation and high energy. In case of under stress, boredom creeps in. 10.4 Sources of stress. The source of stress can be categorized into two factors: organizational stressors and individual stressors. 10.4.1 Organizational stressors. The organizational stressors are discussed below. First, task demands. They are the stressors associated with the job a person performs. Some jobs, by nature, are more stressful than others. For example, jobs of professionals like lawyers may need long hours of research to prepare case arguments. In some unusual cases, they may be required to refer to judgments of foreign courts or writings of renowned jurists. Doctors and surgeons may be required to be available 24/7 for emergency cases and thus might need to make extra effort to maintain work-life balance as their jobs are demanding. Similar holds true for defense personnel, airline staff, football or cricket coaches. Even factory workers or non-managerial employees working in hazardous industries such as coal mines are exposed to health hazards, causing them stress. The contractual nature of skilled jobs may make the workers vulnerable for want of job security. Second, role demands. The source of stress in organizational role includes role ambiguity, role conflict, responsibility towards people, and things and other stressors. Role ambiguity includes lack of clarity about work expectations, objectives, colleagues related to responsibilities of the job. For example, a new recruit at work might not fully understand the responsibilities due to a poor orientation program or due to lack of training. Role conflict arises when workers are exposed to conflicting job demands or required to do things which they do not want to do. For example, an employee performs multiple roles at the same time. A lady lawyer may be arguing cases in court, required to prepare for cases, may need to fulfill responsibilities as mother, wife, daughter, and so on. Responsibility towards things may cause stress. For example, a cashier in the bank might be entrusted with safekeeping and dealing in cash. The mismatch of cash balance may be a cause of stress for him. Similarly, a factory supervisor entrusted with keeping boilers at correct temperature to avoid hazardous substance escaping the factory premises. Ensuring safety standards is stressful during natural calamities. Third, interpersonal relations at work. Maintaining interpersonal relations with superiors, colleagues, and subordinates is the prerequisite to avoiding stress. But sometimes superior colleagues or even subordinates are not cooperative, thereby increasing the chance of stress. Bad interpersonal relations may be due to different orientations, philosophy, personality, interest, and so on. Stressful interpersonal relations among superior subordinate may be due to task-oriented approach, autocratic leadership style, or misunderstanding of motivational needs of subordinates. Whatever may be the reason, it has the effect of lowering the morale of the subordinate, increasing the absenteeism from work, and even job hopping. Colleagues may be unable to maintain cordial relations because of difference of interest, opinion, unhealthy competition between them, desire for achieving higher goals in less time. Fourth, organization structure and climate. Stress can be generated because of employee-organization mismatch. For example, if the employee does not relate to the philosophy of the organization or objectives of the organization, the employee may find it difficult to adjust with the organization. Lack of belongingness, poor communication, scarce opportunity in decision making, practice of politics by organization members are other reasons for stress in employees. Fifth, organization leadership. The leadership style can also be a cause of stress in some cases. For example, an employee needing support and guidance may not receive it as his leader shows no concern or even compassion for him. The employee would naturally feel demotivated and experience stress. Another example, for instance, may want active participation in decision making, but if disallowed an opportunity to participate in decision making process, may experience stress. The mismatch of leadership style with the requirements of the employee may be cause of concern for the management. Sixth, group pressures. Employees may feel stressed when there is group pressure to conform to the decided output or norms. For example, an employee may be willing to produce more than the output decided by the group for getting promotion or a raise in pay, but may be restricted by the group. This may cause stress as his personal goals conflict with the group pressure. Acceptance and observance of group norms may also cause stress as an employee may not personally agree to the same. For example, during a strike, the laborers may be expected to abandon work, but a laborer may feel the need to work for his daily wage. Thus, group norms can be a source of tension and stress among workers. 10.4.2 Individual stressors. Some individual factors in relation to personal or professional life may be a cause of stress among individuals. They are discussed as follows. First, career development. There are numerous stressors in relation to career development, including job security and status incongruity. Individuals are keen on career development and would prefer job security. Situations like contractual nature of job or loss of job due to fear of obsolescence of skills, redundancy, or even early retirement may cause potential tension for employees. Situations of status incongruity, which include under or over promotion or even frustration from attainment of career ceiling, may also cause stress. Second, personality profiles. Individuals possess different personalities, type A and type B. While type A experience a chronic sense of urgency and competitive drive, and they aspire to achieve more and more in life in less and less time. Type B personality is totally opposite. Both personalities require a different environment to flourish and grow. Non-availability of such opportunity may be a cause of stress and tension in the individual. Third, life change. Changes in life of an employee, both professional and personal, may be a source of stress. Different situations may have varying impacts. For example, divorce may be considered more traumatic for one, whereas loss of livelihood may be more traumatic for others. Different situations represent different intensity of life change units, LCU, in a person's life. Negative events like trouble with the boss, turnover, or biased evaluation of performance, and positive events like marriage or change of house have a unique value or LCU. Major negative changes may cause stress, depression, and even health issues. Thus, it is essential that individuals handle only that threshold of LCU which doesn't set in and cause tension. Fourth, life trauma. It is an upheaval in an individual's life that alters his or her attitude, emotions, or even behavior. For example, if an individual is experiencing a life change because of divorce, there is certainly stress and potential ground for health issues to surface. The individual also experiences emotional turmoil during the actual divorce process and the court proceedings. This turmoil may be in the form of life trauma and will cause stress which may creep in the workspace. Life trauma is similar to life change, but a narrow term which has shorter term focus. Major life traumas which may cause stress include marital problems like domestic violence, divorce, custody of children, family difficulties, and health problems. For example, an individual having knee injury may have to restrict his physical activities, may even require giving up his hobbies of playing sports, and may feel stressed. Similarly, an individual being a victim of domestic violence or dowry demand may be going through tough times, which may affect their concentration at work and ultimately affect their performance at work. 10.4.3 Environmental stressors. Environmental stressors also influence the level of stress among the employees in an organization. Some environmental factors causing stress are discussed below. First, economic uncertainty. Changes in business cycle create economic uncertainty. When economy experience a contracting trend, people experience anxiety in relation to job security. Slowdown of business may reduce the profitability and have a spillover effect on the employment of employees, salary, and other benefits. Second, political uncertainty. A stable political environment would relatively be less stressful in comparison to an unstable political environment. Third, technological uncertainty. Obsolescence of technology is another reason for tension and stress, as it requires the employee to upgrade himself with the latest skill. New innovations in technology may render the present skill and experience redundant. The evolution of technology, robotics and automation are a threat to employee and can be a cause for stress. Fourth, terrorism. Terrorism witnessed at the global level is another major source of stress. For example, employees in Israel have faced this stress for long and have learned to deal with it. The instances such as 9/11, cyber threats, and cybercrime pose a challenge and risk to the health and well-being of the employees. In text questions, fifth, role ambiguity and role conflict are examples of A. Organizational stressor, or B. Individual stressor. Sixth, life change and life trauma are the same thing. True or false? Seventh, employees demanding guidance and support from leaders should get leaders having A. concern for them, or B. concern for results. Eighth, which one of the following is not an individual stressor? A. breakdown of marriage. B. domestic violence. C. role demands. D. cultural difference because of intercaste marriage. 10.5 Consequences of stress. Stress is indispensable in life. Everyone experiences stress for some or the other reason. With growing competition, complexity of life, and commercialization of activities, stress-free life is a myth. Stress has an impact on the health of an individual and the life of an organization. 10.5.1 Consequences for an individual. First, physical consequences. Stress has the ability to cause unnecessary toxin in the body and harm the health and well-being of an individual. Minor ailments like headaches, backache, stomach or intestinal issues, skin disorders like acne or hives are common. Major health issues like heart disease or stroke can be the harmful impacts of stress. Depending on the perception of stress, an individual may experience either minor or major health disorders. Second, behavior consequences. An individual may experience a behavioral change because of stress. Stressed people may become aggressive easily or may even be violent at times. In stressful situations, they seek support of drugs or alcohol. They might even be addicted to smoking. Studies show that people smoke in stressful circumstances and get so addicted to smoking that they smoke even in the absence of the stressful environment. Stress has the potential of making a stressor prone to accidents and can even cause appetite disorder. Third, psychological consequences. Extreme stress may impact the mental health and well-being of individuals. Stressed people may experience depression, lack of sleep, overeating, loss of appetite, etc. They may become restless in many situations and may even experience panic attacks. In text questions. Ninth, which of the following is the change in behavior due to stress? A. Addiction to drugs. B. Aggressive nature. C. Smoking. D. All of the above. 10th, the adverse effects of stress on the organization include A. Reduced productivity. B. Heart disease. C. Loss of popularity. 11th, Which of the following is an organizational consequence of stress? A. Loss of commitment. B. Depressive sleeping or eating. 12th. Stress of an individual affects mind, body and behavior. True or false? 10.5.2 Consequences for the organization. The degree of stress experienced by an employee in the organization will have both direct and indirect effect on the organization. Stress, for whatever reason caused, organizational, individual or environmental, has a spillover effect on the organization. Following are such consequences that an organization will encounter due to stress. First, the performance of the employee will be affected due to stress. The employee might not be able to maintain the standard level of output and quality. This has the potential to affect the profitability of the organization. Second, there may be withdrawal symptoms in an individual who is witnessing stress. In such cases, there is a high level of absenteeism and labor turnover. Employee may also withdraw psychologically, thereby ceasing to care about the organization. 10.6 Management of stress. Since each one of us experience stress in different aspects of life, it becomes increasingly important to devise strategies to deal with stress both at organizational and individual level. Some strategies to deal with stress are discussed below. 10.6.1 Strategies to deal with stress at organizational level. First, organizational role clarity. Employees experience stress when they are unaware of their role in the organization. This could be due to role conflict or role ambiguity. For example, if a project manager is required to report to two bosses and if the instructions of the bosses contradict each other, the manager will feel the need for clarity. Thus, the organization needs to focus on clarifying the roles expected from employees. Role analysis is a technique that can be used to analyze what the job entails and what are the expectations. Breaking the job into various components will help clarify the job of the job holder for the entire system. This can help reduce stress because of unrealistic expectations. Second, job redesign. Job can be a source of tension among the employees. Designing the job properly by inserting appropriate tasks and preparing work schedules can help ease the stress and streamline the work. Third, stress reduction and stress management programs. Stress reduction programs aim to identify the organizational stressors and reduce their effects by redesigning, reallocation, workloads, job variety, or improving supervisory skills. Stress management programs aim to train employees or their work groups to maintain their stress symptoms effectively. Fourth, collateral programs, personal wellness. These are those programs which are created for the well-being of the employees. Organizations adopt stress management programs, health promotion programs, career development programs for this purpose. Fifth, supportive organizational climate. Much of the organizational stress is due to faulty policies and practices. Stress can be controlled by creating a supportive organizational climate. Building a supportive organizational climate is dependent on organizational leadership rather than power and resources. Supportive organizational climate requires participation of employees in decision making to provide them the sense of belongingness and attachment, which helps to reduce stress. Sixth, counseling. Counseling involves discussion of the problem or issues with the counselor. It helps to release emotional burden and stress. Talking to an expert about the pressure and tension helps not only in dealing with the stressful situation, but also in obtaining expert advice. Counseling does assist in identifying stress, handling stress, and recovering. 10.6.2 Strategies to deal with stress for individuals. First, relaxation. Dealing with stress requires adaptation, and relaxation is an effective way to adapt. People can relax in a variety of ways. They can take regular breaks from work and go on vacation. Vacation may bring a change in attitude and behavior towards different aspects of life. Employees can also relax and take breaks while on the job. For example, lunch break, tea breaks can enhance their energy and reduce stress. Second, time management. One way to reduce stress is to manage time well. Individuals can prepare a list of tasks or activities to be done on a particular day in order of importance and concentrate on important tasks. Some not so important tasks can be delegated to others. Prioritizing helps in concentrating on important and relevant tasks and avoid the unnecessary pressure and burden to complete all tasks. Third, role management. Individuals do perform multiple roles on a daily basis. Thus, they should work towards avoiding situations of role overload, role ambiguity, and role conflict. For example, an individual should not accept extra work when they are overburdened, as it will adversely affect their health and well-being. Individuals should also seek clarification in situations where there is confusion or ignorance with respect to work expectations. Also, individuals perform different roles at one time. For example, a doctor may be a father, son, dean in his department, colleague for other doctors. There is a possibility of role conflict. Managing different roles will help reduce the risk of stress and tension. Fourth, meditation. Meditation can help reduce stress and restore inner balance. It requires quiet, concentrated inner thought in order to rest the body physically and emotionally. It helps to calm in stressful situations temporarily. Fifth, support group. Any individual has primary and secondary groups. Primary groups are those with which a person relates very closely, like family and close friends. Primary group can provide support during stress. Individuals can share their worries, stress, and feelings with them. Support groups have the potential to boost the morale of the person and keep them going. In-text questions. 13th, which of the following is a collateral program undertaken to deal stress? A. Career development program. B. Health promotion program. C. Stress management. D. All of the above. 14th, which of the following needs to be managed to reduce stressful situations? A. Role ambiguity. B. Role conflict. C. Role overload. D. All of the above. 15th, taking power naps or breaks in between work can help reduce stress. A. True. B. False. 16th, Dash helps in reducing stress by talking to expert, thereby releasing tension and stress. 10.7 Well-being. 10.7.1 Understanding well-being. According to Martin Seligman, well-being is more than just feeling good and happy. It reflects the amount of flourishing and optimal psychosocial functioning. He suggested the PERMA model of well-being, which consists of 5 pillars: positive emotion, engagement, relationship, meaning, and accomplishment. PERMA model. Positive emotion. It implies the ability to connect to happiness, stay optimistic, and view past, present, and future from a constructive perspective. Engaged. An individual is engaged when he is fully absorbed and participates actively in activities which results in experiencing mastery, focus and joy. Relationships. Relationships and connections are crucial to life. Relationships and bonds based on love, intimacy, emotional, physical bonds are important elements for well-being. Meaning, it is the sense of purpose and direction in one's life. Accomplishment, it is the sense of satisfaction and fulfillment as a result of achieving one's goal. An employee possessing a good standard of well-being at work is likely to be more creative, more loyal, and provide better customer satisfaction as compared to an employee having a low standard of well-being. Also, a good standard of well-being would ensure high productivity, long-term organizational success, and employee engagement. Employee well-being is directly linked to organizational performance. Thus, organizations should make a constructive effort so that employees achieve a good standard of well-being. Well-being is not restricted to individual level factors, but also extends to organizational and societal factors, as individual well-being does not exist on its own or in the workplace, but in the societal context. In addition to occupational hazards, the absence of work, whether unemployment or underemployment, is a major stressor and cause of ill health. In some cases, such as the current economic slowdown post-pandemic, unemployment is involuntary. Waddell and Burton define well-being as the subjective state of being happy, healthy, contented, comfortable and satisfied in one's life. It includes physical, material, social, emotional, happiness and development dimensions. Well-being at work is also influenced by mental and physical health, job security, work organization, engagement at work, work-life benefits and wages. Different authors have recognized different determinants of well-being. Some determinants are work-related factors, lifestyle and personality. In text questions, 17th, which of the following is not one of the 5 pillars in the PERMA model? A. Positive feeling. B. Engagement. C. Relationship. D. Meaning. Or E. Accomplishment. 18th. Relationships include A. Connections. B. Quality relations based on love. Intimacy. Emotional bonds. C. Both A and B. D. None of the above. 19th. The study of well-being requires study of A. Individual factors. B. Organizational factors. C. Societal factors. Or D. All of them. 10.8. Summary. This chapter focuses on employee health, well-being and managing stress. Understanding the importance of well-being, health and stress can help in organizational success, increasing productivity and performance of employees. At the same time, it reduces chances of absenteeism, turnover and accidents at workplace. It also helps employees enhance their loyalty, commitment and satisfaction. Healthy and stress-free employee can be an asset for organizations. Thus, maintaining optimum level of stress and good standard of well-being should be one of the goals of an organization. Thank you for listening.